Welcome to the Scale Model Podcast. In this podcast, we aim to entertain, inform, and promote the hobby of scale model kit building with interviews, reviews, and news about the hobby. The podcast is available bi-weekly where your favorite podcasts are found. You can also get it from our website at scalemodelpodcast.com, where you can find show notes, photo gallery, and so much more. You can also subscribe to get notifications on all our updates, new episodes, and video content. Please support the Scale Model Podcast on Patreon. Patreon supporters enjoy early access to content and exclusive contests. Your Patreon support helps us to offset hosting and other costs to bring the podcast to you. Welcome to episode 156 of the Scale Model Podcast, sponsored by Cult TV Man and Sean's Custom Model Tools. I'm your host once again, Stuart Clark, here from his deepest, darkest basement. Also joining us tonight from his partially drywalled basement, Mr. Geoff Hyland. How are you, sir?
I'm exhausted. My shoulders are killing me. I can't stand this anymore. I just want it to be over. Stop the torture.
Son-in-laws.
But other than that, I'm great.
Three words. Son-in-laws. Son-in-laws.
Yes.
Slave labor.
Slave labor, exactly. Actually, my son-in-laws are less useful than my daughters, so I'm much happier if they're over helping.
Okay, well,
there you go.
Get the daughters over helping. So, of course, Geoff is doing his ongoing basement, his future hobby room, sewing room, everything else. So,
yeah, lots of consulting.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown. You're a good man. All right, and you also maybe heard that voice from west of Chicagoland, Mr. Terry Measley. How are you?
Good evening, gentlemen. I'm doing okay.
All right, and we're also joined by a returning guest. He didn't learn his lesson the first time, so he's back again. Terry, tell us all about him.
Right. Welcome back to the show, Vince Hoffman, modeler, bicyclist, bon vivant.
Thank you, Terry. I'm happy to be back.
Vince has got some pretty big projects, literally.
Yes, he does.
Literally, figuratively, and otherwise. We're going to talk to him about that in a little bit. But he's our guest host tonight. So, Vince, as I said, feel free to chime in on any of the stuff you see, or if you have a comment to add, feel free.
Thank you.
Alrighty. So, latest hobby announcements. Not much in the mailbag. It was a very quiet week. Also very quiet because I decided to take a header off my front porch last Friday and didn't hurt myself badly, but enough for an ugly scrape and shot up my hand sort of thing. So no hobby building right now.
Yeah.
But my wife did come home. So she's been home and I'm taking care of her. So we're very happy. The cats are very happy that she's back. So that's one thing. They missed her a lot and they were back into their old routines with her in no time. So that's the latest kind of real life news. So let's get right into the hobby announcements. Borders doing a very interesting Henkel 111 in 1/35th scale.
This is incredible. This is amazing.
So what do you think, Geoff?
I hate it. No, it's incredible. I mean, look at this thing. Look at these pictures. Just insane.
Going to be nice for diorama possibilities.
Yeah, it's a right scale for it if you like armor.
But it's big.
Yeah. These guys at Border the work they're doing is phenomenal.
Yep, stress skin effect.
I was just going to say, look at the stress skin. That's fantastic.
Yep. We don't have pricing for it yet, but the CADs look very, very nice. 2 complete engines of the Juno 211D1 12-cylinder inverted V liquid-cooled engine. 2 completed engines in the kit. You see the radiator there, and looks like you can show them off with the panels.
I suspect this is in the second mortgage category for pricing.
Oh, I have a feeling it's going to be up there. Definitely.
Yeah. Wow.
So did you know they called the underside gondola the sternum-bet or deathbed, with the rearward facing MG15 and forward facing 20 millimeter Oerlikon cannon for anti-shipping operations?
I did not know that, but what an optimistic look. Go to the deathbed.
Yeah, the HE-111 was used throughout the war, Battle of Britain and otherwise. So originally developed from an airliner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
well, that's a 50-50.
That's the 50-50,
yeah.
The airliner was originally developed to be a bomber.
Right, disguised as an airliner. But the skin detail just looks, absolutely fabulous. And there's also some photos of some test shots
Mm-hmm.
And you can see there quite a bit there from our friends at the Modeling News. So that's going to be nice. Again, no pricing or date yet, but coming soon.
Yeah, very nice.
All right, 6 releases from Metallery, a mix of repops and some new stuff. Starting off with from their War Thunder series, the M1A1 Abrams. So it includes, this is in 135th, includes a ton of decals, 4 different schemes, a lot of bonus stuff for those of War Thunder players. Yep.
I love
Well,
that
let's see.
I love that Kilroy was here on the decal sheet. Do you see
Right.
that?
Yep.
That's fun.
Special in-game bonus codes, decal sheets for 4 versions, etc. And you get a lot of bonuses when you buy this. Again, another example of them working with the game manufacturers, because quite often now you're finding people are enjoying playing these games, and then they want their favorite tank or their favorite plane on their shelf. So that's what seems to be working. Okay, a adoption of the 112 scale Bugatti Type 35B into the famous 1928 and 1930 Monaco Grand Prix. So the Targa Flora 1928 winner and the Monaco GP 1930. So this is that gorgeous kit that was in blue they released last year. Now it's in a gorgeous yellow. Just
This is something, isn't it?
Yep, absolutely gorgeous looking.
Beautiful.
You see the
This
engine?
looks like it looks like the same. Remember though the at Heritage Con, the big hand built one.
Yeah, that was a Bugatti.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yep,
Anyway.
just gorgeous. Look at that engine. And you can see the car partially built with an instrument cluster and chassis. So yeah, you can pose it open, pose it closed. Chrome part, photo etch part, screws and tubes, artificial leather, and a die cut mask sheet as opposed to decals if you want.
Wow.
So we're starting to see that more. That looks absolutely gorgeous. They got one of the blue one's the Monaco Grand Prix winner, and the yellow one's the Targa Flora 1928.
I would think with all those louvers on the hood, you'd want to do the masking rather than the decal.
So. I would think so, and that looks good if that's the masking.
Mm-hmm.
I might have to start building cars now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vince. Come on. Well, to be fair, I haven't built a car in years either, but I really do love these things. This is beautiful.
They look really good. Okay. Next up, from War Thunder again, the Tornado GR1 IDS from the Gulf War. This is 148 scale, so a fair size. That's going to be a big kit. I would have expected that in 172nd, but this is big.
Yeah, interesting. They have been doing those in 72nd, but yeah. All right.
German schemes. Looks like we got some Saudi ones.
And RAF from the
RAF, of course. Yeah,
from the Gulf War.
Yep. So whole bunch of different ones there. So that looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Again, in-game bonus codes. You get a lot of bonuses for free rent. You can rent the computer Tornado for 7 days, and you get
a Gladiator. Look at that.
Yeah, you get a Tux Gladiator, rank 1, UK premium. M13 large tank, Spitfire Mark V, 50% boosters, 10 backups for each rental, and 500,000 Silver Lions, the in-game currency, and your premium account for 7 days. Okay, then we have up here a special edition of the 48 scale Hurricane Mark I featuring World War II aces.
Yeah, look at that. 6 different schemes, and they're all basically the same, but different decals.
Different date decals for the different aces, exactly.
Yeah.
Including Bader, Stanford Tuck, Robinson, McKnight, Simpson, and William Cherryvale.
Yeah, at least a couple of them had some nose art.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
3 of them, maybe.
Hurricane's such a nice looking aircraft.
It is.
Just gorgeous.
Little humpback, but very nice.
Yep. Well, it exceeded the Spitfire for number of kills during the Battle of Britain. So very stable gun platform, and it could absorb quite a bit of punishment thanks to its fabric construction, not just metal. So the Germans would find their cannon shells would go right through and fail to explode.
Right.
So, All right. How about an M24 Chaffee light tank, 135th scale? So this was distributed to the American Army in 44. Yep.
That's an older kit, isn't
Yeah,
it?
this will be an older. This is a repop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got quite a few schemes. And again, it's still a nice.
It
It's
is
a
a
nice
good
looking.
little tank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Featured an M6 75 millimeter cannon, and there was two 12.7 millimeter Browning machine guns, and it was effectively employed in close infantry support missions and advanced reconnaissance operation.
Mm-hmm.
So again,
Good
nice
little
looking kit.
vehicles.
Yep, good little big
Turn
little.
turned metal barrel too.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. And some individual link tracks if you choose to do it that way, or it looks like they give you the option of the old rubber tracks as well. So
That
Yeah.
metal barrel is a nice touch. That's
It
unusual
is.
in a plastic kit.
yeah,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
updates with the 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 tracks, right? Instead
Yep.
of just the
yep.
Doesn't look
exactly.
like enough tracks for all of it.
It
No,
says,
it
maybe.
does
says
not.
two times. It says two times. Looks like
But even at
they've got
that,
one. They've got one large link section.
to the bottom, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe I don't know enough about it, so that might be enough.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's a smaller tank, so it might be enough
You can paint it in any color you want,
as long as
as
it's
long
green.
as it's green.
And mud.
Okay, and then we have 172nd, the Fiat CR42 Falco Night Fighter from Italia.
Gotta love some Italian camo.
Yep.
Yep.
Just three color
Always
tank
enjoy it.
camo.
Yep, this was developed and it was used during the Spanish Civil War. But by the time World War II happened, it was out of date. But they
It was
used it.
still the Falcos were still tough to fight in like the Mediterranean theater.
Oh, definitely.
They
And
had
they
the
were using them in 44.
oh yeah,
5 different
so
decal
some
schemes, including a German one. Sorry, Terry.
some all kind of neutral gray
Mm-hmm. That's
night
an
fighter ones.
unusual one. I haven't seen that
Yeah, I
before.
haven't either.
Yeah,
I like it. Like it.
Might be something to do with the 48 scale kit.
there you go.
There you go. Very
All right,
nice.
so those should be in the shops by next month, we're being told. Okay, Magic Factory. They've got. Check this out. This was something that was never really developed. It was just kind of a paper idea. But they decided to take it with it. What if you combine a what if an M24 and an Abrams had a baby, basically? You would have this. This is the M224 Bradley Hall with a new 105 millimeter turret. And you call it the M2128, the Bradley 105 mobile gun system in 1/35th scale.
Wow, that
Huh.
looks almost science fiction.
And very
Yeah,
much
I was
sci-fi.
going to say this is crying out for post-apocalyptic
It
something.
does
or
look
other.
very
I
Warhammer,
love
doesn't
Yep.
it?
I love the actual photo of it. Look at the mud on that. That is inspirational if you like
Yep.
doing
Yep.
like dirty vehicles.
It's apparently all based from a Reddit image, a fictional what if, and they went with it. They did a CAD, completely new, brand new turret. So the existing M2A4 hull with a brand new turret. The turret's made of plastic, metal, and 3D resin parts.
Oh wow, quite a bit of printed
That is a
parts.
great Photoshop.
Yep.
It is.
That's a really good job. I'm impressed.
And then they got metal antennas, a resin printed chain gun.
Yeah. It's got a minigun instead of a 50.
Yep.
Look at that.
It's
Oh
got
my God.
a
Well,
tri-barrel.
I have to have
Wow.
this kit for my collection. There you go.
Vince,
I'm
one of us,
sold.
one of us.
Oh. It's a minigun.
That's
Yep.
one way to clear the forest.
Yeah, it's true. Chop some trees down. Lots of photo etch, lens coated stickers, 3 Bradleys, masking, and some nice looking decal.
This is sweet.
And
I
some
like
kill
this.
markings. And some kill markings. I love it.
I like this a
Oh,
lot.
Vinny, so you just need a Warhammer plow for the front and
Yep. Couple of skulls mounted on the top. There you go.
That's an easy scratch build.
Yep.
Yep. Four what if schemes. So very cool. Well, that's all they know about it for now, but I'm sure we'll hear more about it. Okay, Airfix is coming out with whoops, and I didn't do the link right, so I'll have to redo the link. But they're issuing soon their latest Bristol Blenheim, the heavy night fighter version. And they had quite a large thing on their Airfix blog about it. Basically, the Blenheim was by Bristol. It was just before the war, obsolete by the time the war came, but it had to hold the line for quite a while.
It's got a big greenhouse up front, doesn't it?
Canopy,
Mm-hmm.
yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Yeah.
yep. So that's coming out. Airfix's blogs, they're always good because they give you a good history of what it was and what it was about and stuff like that. So I'll make sure I fix that for the show notes
And our
afterwards,
listeners will be able to see this because they can go to the show notes and click on the link, which at that time will be working.
which will be working at scalemodelpodcast.com. Exactly.
Unlike currently.
Unlike currently.
Oh, dear.
Alrighty. Special Hobbies, our good friends at Special Hobbies, their April newsletter. They've got three exciting announcements. They've got a one. Let me find it here again.
It's 32nd scale.
Yeah, the
X15,
NX15A2 in 1/32nd scale in the white scheme.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a Italian heavy fighter like the Mosquito, but the IMAM Romeo Ro.57bis in 1/48 scale, and a Blackburn Roc in Mark I in 1/72nd scale.
Yeah. I think these are all repops for re-releases, but I don't know, the X15, it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, I think, for the X15, so that's going to be good. They also they got some masks for their twin Mustang, the F82GH, the Fairy Battle wheels for the Trumpeter kit in 1/48th, and for the Special Hobby kits in 1/72nd. For the Super Mystère we talked about a couple of months ago, they've got wheels for that and an ejection seat. And how about these F4B and 1/72nd Phantom seats? They look nice in 1/72nd scale.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. You kind of need them if you want to pose the canopies open on that
Oh,
plane.
definitely.
Even not, it's a nice bubble. You can see it
True.
Yeah.
really well.
Exactly. All right. Like I said, not a lot of stuff that really stuck out, but let's go to ScaleMates. And ScaleMates link here, we include full kits and new tools. So we're recording this on April the 14th. Edward has recently released a new A6 M50, so they've got overtrees available. We've got what is this? Like a Gundam sort of mech thing, an LZA11 Zyklon in 1 to 1/44th. And
where are you?
I'm on April 14th, 2025.
Ah, okay. Mine only goes to April 13th.
All right. Well, it's a good thing we're going to
We're
April
there
13th now.
Mm-hmm.
The Cant Z511 combo box, 2 kits from Rarebird models, 1 to 1/44th. And if we go down to the 12th, HMS Superb, the Swiftsure class nuclear submarine from the Royal Navy in the 2000s from Iron Shipwrights in 1/350th. And the one I really like down below here, these are digital files. The Vought, the flying saucer, as I call it, the Vought XF5U, 1/24th scale and 1/32nd scale.
It used to be the flying pancake, I thought.
Yeah,
but,
I call it the flying saucer.
Those are large scale.
Those are huge. It'll be the size of a Frisbee.
Exactly. You can throw it like one too, and it'll probably survive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what else? What else do we have here?
A Matra Simca MS660 from 1971 Le Mans in 1/24th scale.
1/24th. Border's got a German 7.5 millimeter Pak 40 with winter artillery camo in 1/35th.
There's also a kit from the old Raiden games of the Raiden Mark II fighter.
Oh, right. That's where that's from. Yep.
Yeah.
From Plum in 1/100th.
Yeah.
That
might be fun.
That's pretty cool looking. It's quite the nose gun.
Well, you don't remember those games. You just keep getting more and more guns.
I gotta have more
different
guns.
types. Yeah.
Like I'm looking at this and wondering where are the engines? Oh, they're in the back, but there's no intakes for them.
It's a game.
It's a game, damn it.
Sorry, I'm looking for logic. What am I thinking?
Yeah,
my mistake.
Turn your virtual logic and put it on its ear. All right.
Oh my God.
April 8th. How about a Blitzen Benz? A record car 1908. 1/24th scale.
Blitz and Benz. I have never heard of this thing.
Okay,
Well, it's to go with your Bugatti.
Yeah, exactly.
how about a Ferrari 312 PB it was a test car for the Manufacturers World Championship back in '74.
You know what it looks like? It looks like those beds you buy for your kids who like racing cars.
Looks like one of the old Porsches. Yeah,
It's probably what they're based on.
probably.
Oh,
Okay,
hilarious.
moving down to the 8th, we've got Red Iron Models has a T100 MZ GP bulldozer in 1/87th scale HO scale.
That's nice.
Fire truck.
Look at that GT, whatever it is.
GTSM, this tracked
That
Russian tractor.
you could do a lot with that.
Yeah.
AVD Models 1/35th scale.
Yeah, very nice. That's fun.
Okay, how about Red Iron Models? A little bit bigger, 1/35th scale, a road roller. Think of the diorama possibilities there.
You could have
like
a lot. You could have a lot of entries into the humor in modeling contest with something like that.
Definitely.
You know, Wile E. Coyote being run over by this thing.
And now, then our friends at Poacher, the Pagini Utopia 1/8 scale, the HK 120. I looked it up. I think it was something like almost 900 euros.
Oh my God. Poacher. Yeah.
Well, they're the ones that do those multimedia kits, and
Well, it's see the scale 1/8.
yeah.
It's not 1/80th. It's 1/8. That's huge.
So
Yes.
879 UK pounds. So about double in
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. HMS Glorious.
Yep. UK
World War
aircraft
II.
carrier in the June 40 configuration from Triumph.
Yeah.
700 USS Alwyn from Kraken Hobbies. Now that's a good name for a model company.
I don't think Terry ever wants to see a Kraken again.
Yeah. Oh no, I'll do another Kraken.
He'll do another Kraken. All right. What else do we have? We have that Vickers Kleino Mark IV motorcycle in 1/32nd scale. We looked at that last time from Copper State. Object 787. What is this? Some sort of tank?
It's an object.
Yep, it's another one of their.
It's like
Okay.
a wide squat tank.
It's a turret, probably for the other
Oh, right. Yeah.
the hull,
Looking
that
at the
object,
close-up.
whatever hull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
You're right.
the hell?
Look at this thing. It's the weirdest thing. Double guns.
Okay, those are recoilless rifle rounds. And then I'm
30
not sure what
millimeter.
those guns are.
Yeah. 80 millimeter S6 SPAG. Yeah, I'm not sure. 1/72nd scale.
Well, take it out with the drone.
Oh, the S8s are the missiles, I think, but I guess those
Yeah,
are
these are all
30
best
millimeter
resin.
cannon.
Yeah,
Weird.
these are all turrets
Yeah.
Wild.
because they got a leopard turret too for the 2A4M, the Canadian one. So these are like really high quality Resa turrets for your
Mhm.
1/72nd scale. Okay, all right, that makes sense. A few oil barge from Black Cat Models in 1/350th on April 3rd.
Well, you know what's interesting when we go through this, the scale mates, each time, it never ceases to amaze me just how widely varied the modeling subject world is now. I mean, there's just so many different odd things, but they're interesting.
Well, April
Yeah.
3rd is a perfect
Wait.
example.
If you go back up to April 4th, there's a looks like a Ukrainian drone
Yeah, isn't that the weirdest thing?
with the maybe a really short kind of RPG round on it.
It doesn't look healthy.
It's like a quadcopter with an RPG
it's a
round.
suicide drone,
Yeah.
Wow.
basically. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Although arguably a drone can't commit suicide, but there's a challenge there.
Well, most
Get-
drones were designed to come home. They weren't, or drop ordnance. They weren't designed to, kamikaze drone. Then how about that?
That's better, maybe.
All right, we'll go with kamikaze drone. Okay, kamikaze drone it is. April 3rd. So we're talking about a wide choice. We have a fuel oil barge. Then we have Harley Quinn,
Yeah.
1/10 scale from Suicide Squad. We have a 1981 Ferrari 308 GTB, the
1/24th.
1/24 scale, and this
All
one I
new,
like.
all new tools.
Mm-hmm.
This one I like. I like it in 1/48th though. A Supermarine S4.
Yeah, that'd be small.
1/72nd scale. That's where the Spitfire came from.
Full interior P38J Lightning. Wow.
1/32 scale.
Well, those will be files. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
an
those are
that's
files.
a STL file. Yeah.
Yeah, same thing with the Hurricane in 1/32 scale.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
all right. And then moving on to April 2nd, we have a bunch of young ladies in various poses.
Yeah, I
Blade-
guess that's what they are.
Blade
think that's what
dancers?
they-
I don't know.
Blade dancers, I'm not sure what they are, but
They dance with blades, and then they kill you.
what could possibly go wrong? HMS Chatham, a Type 22 frigate from Orange Hobby.
HMS Dreadnought.
Upholder class, the HMCS Victoria.
Oh, it's HMS Dreadnought, Dreadnought class nuclear sub from 1970s.
Yeah.
There's no picture, so it's hard to tell.
No, it is. It is. And I think we're getting back to where we're almost there. Oh, look down on April 1st. There we go. Check some of these out from Beijing Power.
Ooh.
XFA 24A Apala 3D print, a Raven, definitely like sci-fi type stuff.
Yeah.
A CFA 44.
Okay, they're from the Ace Combat system.
Is that what they're from? Okay.
Yeah.
Nosferatu. And that's the name of the plane.
I got it. Yes. Well, you can get it just for that.
Yeah.
There you go.
It looks
All
like
right.
it looks like it launches Lego.
Well, Lego, if you fire Lego fast enough, it can be lethal.
If you can fire anything fast enough, it can be lethal.
Exactly. So,
Anyway.
Alrighty, so that's all what is from our good friends at ScaleMates tonight.
Yeah.
So how many of those poachers shall we put you down for, Geoff?
None. Like you, I'm trying to get rid of stuff, not trying to get more stuff.
I know. All right, but we always like getting stuff. And speaking of getting stuff, let's see what our good friends at Cult TV Man have. Let's see what's new from our good friends at Cult TV Man and culttvmanshop.com. Lots of restocks, lots of coming soon, but first, brand new into the store, the Keeler's Custom 23 Competition Pickup. This is the drag racer, 1/25th scale from Atlantis. Your price, only $34.99. This is originally a Revell kit from the 60s. Model car designer Jim Keller designed the custom parts packages for Revell back in the 60s. The kit features over 125 parts, including extra customizing parts, decal sheets, rubber slicks, small fronts, and cycle tires. Originally officially licensed with Keeler's Custom, and the artwork on the box is by Gene Chambers. Tons of other stuff coming soon and just returning. So, for example, they have the on back order, but you can go on the waiting list, Squadron Scale Colors. They have the TOS Starship Acrylic Airbrush Paint Set. This is a set of 12 official paints that match up for your original series Starship paints for the AMT kits, stuff like that. The paint set was developed with the help of Gary Kerr and his dedication of research to accurate colors for the TOS Starship. This is a starter set. You may need more paint depending on the size of the kit. A little paint goes a long way. And they say it'll work well for a 1/1000th, 1/650th, a 1/350th. May likely need additional grays, which they do offer separately. So as I say, you get 12 bottles in this set, and they also have them individually as well. That's a good deal. Also coming soon, we have Herbie the Love Bug, the Volkswagen Beetle, the famous one from the Disney movies, in 1/25th scale from Polar Lights. That's a pre-order registration. The retail price is expected to be $35.99, but as you know, they'll make sure you save a couple of bucks on that. Also coming soon, the pre-order from Paragraphics, the Millennium Falcon gun port set for the top and bottom gun ports from AMT, the MTC kit, 1/72nd for $73.99. Also, there's a 1966 pre-order Batmobile Snap kit in 1/25th scale from Polar Lights, and that's going to be available soon. Estimated price will be below $32.99. So that's just some of the many items and pre-orders and stuff that's in stock at Cult TV Man, culttvshop.com, and tell them the Scale Model Podcast sent you. Okay, we're back, and now we're with the man of the hour, the man of the podcast, Mr. Vince Hoffman. So, Vince,
Thank you,
what's
Stuart.
new? What's exciting? What you working on? I can see what you're
Too
working
many
on.
things.
Our viewers can't, but there's one thing there I see you're working on.
Too many things. Well, I'm getting back around into model radio controlled boats. I kind of swap back and forth between science fiction models and boats, or
Mm-hmm.
honestly, whatever piques my interest. I'll build anything.
So you had built the RC tank. Which one was that you were playing with a while ago? Oh,
So,
there it is.
so I was at a IPMS show back in November, a local show, the Fremont Hornets, and a lot of guys there. They sell their old kits. But I came across this old Tamiya 1/16 scale M4 Sherman, vintage, late 70s, one of their first radio controlled tanks, and not a bad kit. So I bought it. It was a good price. 2-channel radio control. First thing I wanted to do was upgrade it to 4-channel radio control. So I did a lot of work on the inside. Long story short, I've got a 25-pound, fun to play with 1/16 scale M4 Sherman. So I take this to my local pond, along with my other boats. In this case, I took the Chris Craft runabout that I had for you guys last time I was on your show. And so I break out the tank and I'm running it around while they're playing with their model boats. And one of the guys says, this is a boat club, right? Well, yeah. Well, now you got to build yourself an LCM. And I thought,
oh dear.
And I thought, now I have to build myself an LCM.
Yes, I do.
Well,
now for those who don't know, what does LCM stand for?
So LCM, landing craft mechanized.
Right.
This what I bought the plans for specifically is an LCM Mark VI, which is a larger version of the basically World War II barge that was meant for ferrying the M4 Sherman, which it didn't do very successfully, but that's a different story.
Mm-hmm.
So I did some research and I found this wonderful little mom and pop store, online store called Vintage Model Plans up in Ontario. I can't say I found them. I always knew that they were there. I just didn't buy anything from them until now. And they have a huge selection of model plans for aircraft, boats, you name it. And most of their plans are suitable for radio control. And they're for scratch building. They're not instruction sets. They're just scale plans that you use. So I found these plans and this is a big boat. 1/16 scale. It's almost 35 inches long.
Oh, wow.
And I modified the dimensions a little bit so that my M4 Sherman could get in and out without rubbing the sides too much. And unfortunately, our viewers can't see, but you guys can see here.
Well, you have to send us pictures so we can put them in the show notes.
I will. Actually, I have a build log on my Facebook page, and I have
we go. Well,
I have a parallel build log
like that
at RC Groups, which is an online chat website for radio control modelers. So
look at this thing. Oh my God.
Fully scratch built. I built the hull from 1/4-inch plywood, and it's all been fiberglass, so it's all waterproof.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks pretty shiny now.
Yeah.
And so you can see I've got the ramp installed on the inside. I just finished installing the running gear, so it's got twin 350 motors, brushed motors, direct drive. I am getting to the point of finishing up the drive system. So once that's done, then I'll be able to start on the top side and put the deck houses on, the hatches, and finish out the inside, and then finish up the huge door, that the landing ramp that's going to be on the front here. which I might add is it's going to be fully operational. So
It
the
has to
ramp
be.
will be
Excellent.
operable by a winch in the back of the boat. And we're 6 weeks in on the build, so I think it's coming along pretty nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terry, you mentioned that you saw it was glossy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got 1 ounce fiberglass cloth. Nobody will ever hire me for my fiberglassing skills, and I'm okay with that.
So,
So,
yeah, go ahead.
oh, this is the pilot station, the
Right.
Oh,
helm.
sweet.
Yep.
So it's all made from plastic. The like I said, the hull is made from wood. All the details are plastic.
That looks great. That's going to be fun at the local pond. Is there a beaching area where you can actually operate it?
There is actually.
Oh,
So
Excellent. Excellent.
I'll have to do a few invasions.
So
Yeah,
one
you'll have to mount a GoPro on it
That's a
as
good
you come
idea.
in. Yeah.
So one question I always have is, as you get to these larger scales, and we've seen a
Uh-huh.
resurgence in 1/16, particularly in armor and that. Some people say you really have to kind of change your philosophy on painting and weathering and stuff like that because the subject's getting much larger. Have you noticed that, or do you do anything different as opposed to doing something like if you were doing something on a smaller scale?
Absolutely. I find that the larger scales, I do very little dry brushing and very little wash. So you don't have to highlight the highs and lows as much.
Hmm.
You can get in there. The paint becomes your canvas. I mean, you can do so much more with the subtlety of your airbrush or even chipping effects. Um, so that's where I find that you have to take a step back and you can paint the model more as it really would be, as opposed to
Hmm.
looking to highlight the small details that are
Hmm.
there. Um, that's how I see it. Yeah,
Okay.
And
I
this
think
is
I
going to
think
be in the water too, so you
it
have to
will.
make sure you've got what are you going to paint with? Like automotive lacquer type stuff or
Um, this will be painted with enamel spray paint.
okay.
I find that enamel holds up very well. I'll give it a good cleaning. I'll put down some adhesion promoter. I've got
Mm.
some. It's called Bulldog Adhesion Promoter. It will make paint stick to anything, and it's
I think that's
very
what the
very
shampoo bottle
durable.
guys do when they do their batches versus full of all those different kind of plastics and stuff. I think that's what they use.
Yes. So it's called Bulldog Adhesion Promoter. It's formulated specifically for automotive use and plastic bumpers and plastic pieces, but honestly, it works well for everything. A little bit better for polymer bases like epoxy, for example, or plastics, because it'll actually etch the surface a little bit, but it stays slightly tacky, and so the next coat of paint you put on top of it bonds to the adhesion promoter, and that works better than anything. I can give you an example. I have a 32nd scale harbor tug. It's sitting on the floor down here that I built about 12 years ago, and it's been in the water. Oh, I would say 100 times or more, and I've never had a scratch on the hull. And
Excellent.
it's just adhesion promoter with red spray paint, enamel spray paint.
Very cool. So the other question is, do the guys at the club down by the pond, do they know you're building a ship, or are you just going to surprise them one day
I'm
and
going to
show up with
surprise
it?
them.
Excellent. Excellent. That'll be good. That'll be absolutely fabulous. So those are your two main thing. Anything else you're working on these days?
Um, I don't have anything else. I really try to keep just one thing on my bench because I'll get distracted and I'll end up with several things going at the same time.
Yep.
I
that
think,
Oh, if
that
projects
never
that
happens.
big.
Never happens. Never happens.
yeah,
No. Yeah, when you're and as Terry says, when you're dealing with items that large, but yeah, that looks absolutely amazing, and it's also interesting to see the resurgence of 1/16 scale armor. So
Hmm.
you could be onto something there. Maybe we're going to see a resurgence of or a creation of 1/16th landing craft.
I think that's a great idea. I mean, what a great inspiration. And also you can go back to the guy at the pond and just say, "Ha, see? Ah."
right. I did it. It's your fault. Yes.
Exactly. And there's the tank. Yeah. We'll have to get some pictures of that in the build log. And oh yeah, look at that.
Fits right in.
Fits right
There we
in
go.
perfectly. Yep. Yeah, just like they
That's
were on
great.
D-Day.
I love it. That's
Very
going to be
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh,
now you're going to have to do a duplex drive Sherman or something like that with a big raising the ones that are supposed to float.
oh boy.
Technically, that's not a bad idea. Because it could be a ship and a. They didn't say it. They said it just has to be in the water, right?
That's
True.
right. You do a DD Sherman. That'd be great.
I think that would be
Oh, Vinny,
absolutely
you need a
awesome.
nice 1/8 scale amphicar.
Might be able to fit some swim wings on this thing.
Oh no! Now we got him. Now we got him thinking. Look out!
No, what do you got? What is it? The Lotus Elite? Was it the Lotus Elite that was the James Bond car turned into a
Yes.
submarine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what you need to do, Vince.
That would be fun.
That would be good. Yeah, exactly. Definitely need four or six channels there. Definitely.
I
All
love it.
right.
That looks fantastic. Just looking at these
Yes.
pictures.
Yeah, that looks really, really good.
Mhm.
I'll
Okay,
send you a link to the RC groups and I'll send you a link to my Facebook page. And matter
please.
of fact, I'm going to update my build log this evening because I just spent the last 2 weeks finishing the electrical and the drive system and all the mechanics that go with that. So you'll see an update here.
Very cool.
Nice.
Looks great.
Alrighty. Thank you very much. Okay, let's cover a little bit. Well, that more or less covers what's on Vince's bench. So on my bench, not much. I've been busy taking care of my lovely wife, so there hasn't been much time for building. It's our club swap night this coming Wednesday, so I've been doing quite a large stash purge, and I've already sold a few things. I've already made like $100. And you know what, Geoff, the same member, Tony from Australia, who bought a couple of your kits from the estate, he's buying a couple of mine.
Yeah, you
He's
mentioned that.
mad.
That's great.
He's
Good for
mad.
Tony.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well,
We'll see how he feels when we give him a shipping quote.
shipping to Australia, it's the weirdest thing. I mean, I'm going through Canada Post, obviously, because
Yeah.
they have like 4 levels of postage
Mm.
from we strap it to a goat and hope it can make it, all the way up to we'll send it on a Blue Origin spaceship. It'll be there in 5 minutes. So it's just the weirdest pricing
Yeah.
models. Just
Yeah.
anyway. However, Tony will get it. I'll just have to stick it in the post. I've got
Yeah.
everything wrapped up and weighed and everything. So.
But yeah, no, one thing, we've been talking about estates and stuff like that. I'm really doing a deep dive this time. I could probably do more, but I just can't bring it all at once. But yeah, there'll be some stuff for sale, definitely. And
Well,
you're also bringing some aircraft from that estate, right?
I'm bringing everything that's left, and whatever isn't sold is going to be donated to the Air Cadets.
So
I've
that'll be good.
already talked to their commander there, and we'll get a
Cool.
tax receipt for the family, and that'll be the end of that estate, which is good.
Okay. And you haven't had much bench time because you're busy drywalling, right?
What bench? What bench? I
What
have no
bench?
bench here.
You
There's
have
no
no
bench.
bench. There's no
No,
bench.
I can't find a bench. It's very upsetting. But no, I did finish that Gotha Geo 229 or 249. I forget what it was.
Oh yes.
The glider that we got from IBG Models
Mhm.
to build as a review model, and I've done the article for IPMS Canada and submitted it. So that's all good. Great model. Highly recommend it. Worth doing. And I think I put pictures in for the last show, but I finished it up and finished up the article after that. So that is something I have done in the last 2
Well,
weeks.
good. See, there you go. You did something. So,
Mhm.
all right, Terry, what about you?
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same. Not a whole lot. I've been doing a little bit of work cleaning up seams and such on that Battroid Super Valk. But in between trying to get organized and in this chaos back here, which means now my bench, my workspace is covered with stuff that needs. Some of it is going away. Some of it is gonna go somewhere else. So yeah, I've done a couple more trays for the workbench there.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled a bunch of stuff out, which means that I know some of it's going to go, but eventually it's going to be a lot less. I've been trying to get turning my chaos into some travel cases for the travel case. So
Right.
yeah, it's tool cases for that, and the my travel size wet pallet fits in. I can fit 2 boxes in and some extra space. So nothing's glued together in there yet, so I'm trying to figure out how I want to run it.
Okay.
Even if I need to glue the spacers in, they might be rigid enough as they are
Yeah,
not to
maybe.
need to glue them.
Maybe. That's it exactly.
Mhm.
Alrighty. What we're reading. Yeah, not much time. Not much time for me to read anything. I'm in kind of PSA care mode right now. So yeah, no, you know what? I've been going through a couple of my old magazines. I found a box of old modeling magazines and model railway magazines. So I have read a few of those, just for, some of the particular articles, just what catches my eye, but not nearly as much time as I'd like. Geoff.
Same kind of thing. But I did go through a. You mentioned magazines. I went through a Scale Modeler magazine, which was a big modeling magazine in the 60s and 70s
Yep.
and 80s. And I think I have everything from volume 1, number 1 in 1966, all the way up to 1989. And I decided I'm done with them. I mean, it's kind of fun to go back and read reviews and look at what was state of the art modeling back then and compare it to what we're dealing with now, which is head and shoulders above what they used to do back in the day. But I'm kind of passing on to some of the club members. So I've taken a, I got a lot of crap coming tomorrow night's meeting. I'll tell you.
Wednesday. Don't go tomorrow.
Oh, wait. I
Don't.
don't even know what day it is
See,
anymore.
it's Monday.
I just know
That's all right.
drywall. That's all I know is
It's all he
drywall.
knows is drywall.
He's gonna show up and go, well, where is everybody? I
Where
brought
is
all my
everyone?
stuff.
I brought all my stuff. No one's going to
It's
buy anything.
very frustrating. Very frustrating.
You can try flogging it to a few students that go by.
It's always possible. Hey, we have to remember to pick up our bills that we left for the college in the display case too.
That's right. That's right. Hopefully Frank Scott's got those as well. We'll try and remember those. Okay, Terry.
Still continuing to read Moonseed. I am not reading all that quickly. And then just here and there reading Apothecary Diaries.
Cool.
Second volume of that.
Vince, is there any books you're reading right now?
I'm burning through my old vintage Calvin and Hobbes collection.
Awesome.
That's great. That's great.
You know what? Every so often I got to go through. I have mine and I do the same thing, and it still makes me laugh every time.
I'm currently up to Scientific Progress Goes Boink. So
Yeah. Got that one too. Yeah.
Nope. Hey, nothing wrong with Calvin and Hobbes. That's awesome. Okay, let's have one more sponsor ad from our good friend at Sean's Custom Model Tools. Now we're going to talk a bit about Sean's Custom Model Tools, one of our other sponsors of the Scale Model Podcast. Some very cool things, both 3D printed and the Goodman Super Sanding Blocks. Let's start with the Microset and Microsole Decal Set Bottle Stand. This is purposely designed for the microscale set and sole. Most modelers over the years, they've tipped these bottles over. So this is a very handy thing. At $14.95, you can put them both together. They're printed in blue and red for easy identification. Comes with a black base, and they actually have little magnets on it, so it keeps them in place. Definitely a good deal. I use mine all the time, and I can well recommend them. let's talk a bit about those Goodman Model Super Sanding Blocks, namely the Value Pack Combo for $28.99. You get the 80 grit, 180 grit, 220, 320, 400, and 600. Just an amazing set, just what you need. And you can also, if you want, you can also get a super sanding block stand for it, which also really makes life a little bit easier, helps things keep it organized. The other thing too is they have the awesome model tape dispenser for your various tapes. It's basically a 3D printed thing. You put spools of your tapes. It's got a little razor blade to help cut it, and it's really, really good design. So yeah, works out really well, and yours for $19.95. So check out these and other amazing deals at Sean'sCustomModelTools.com, and also on Facebook, and tell them that the Scale Model Podcast sent you. Okay, things we've seen. I saw this in one of my Facebook groups. Wonderful piece of aviation art. Oh, and of course now apparently it's not available.
It's not available, so we better not talk about it.
Damn it!
Sold out?
I don't know. No, it was.
What was it?
It was a painting. It was a what if of two Avro arrows in production service, line service, in splinter camouflage, escorting a Soviet bear.
I did see that. That was quite neat.
That was quite neat, and I'm rather annoyed that it's not there now, because that was an awesome looking picture.
Huh.
He did make it available for sale, the original, but yeah, that's rather annoying.
I wonder if that was Robichaux. I think the fellow who does an awful lot of aircraft paintings in Canada.
Yeah, it might have been. I'll have to look. Okay, and who had Matters of Scale?
I did. I saw Matters of Scale because I bought some of those engines and such from them. He's working on seamless intakes for the new Airfix Jaguar kits.
Oh, that'll be nice for all the Jaguar fans. Exactly.
Wait for all the goodies to come out for that kit.
Oh yeah, there's going to be a ton out there for those. That's one thing about us Brits. We take our British aircraft and anything like that built in the motherland very, very seriously.
Yeah.
Even if they're crap.
Even if
the Jaguar was a good plane.
It was a good plane.
If there's an opportunity to wind up Stuart, I will take it. Simple as that.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm too tired to argue tonight. So is there any other last words? Kind of a short episode tonight.
Yeah.
But is there any other comments? Anything else people have seen?
No, I have just seen drywall. All I see is drywall.
Yeah, I mean, there's always some good builds. Some of the stuff from some of the shows overseas. Which one was last week? The show over in either Germany or Netherlands or somewhere. There was a big show.
So many shows.
But yeah, tis the season. It's really
you're right into show season in the States. There was a couple on the weekend and whatnot. So, alrighty. So for more modeling podcast goodness, check out our other modeling podcasts. It's modelpodcast.com. That's a consortium site I set up with the other modeling podcasts where you can get links and information about them all. Check us out on Facebook, YouTube. We have our very own website, home of the world's finest model podcast show notes.
Mm-hmm.
At least one person said that, so I'm going with it.
Your mom is very sweet.
Yeah, she's very kind.
That's right. scalemodelpodcast.com. Inbox reviews, when I can get to them, are at blackfire.ca, and we have merch at Redbubble. So I think that's it. Vince, thank you again for joining us on short notice.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thanks for
And
thanks for showing us that fantastic LCM. That's going to be so cool.
Awesome. Listeners, just wait till you see this thing.
You're gonna have to shoot some video once it's in the water.
Oh yeah,
absolutely, I will.
And then storming the beaches, definitely.
Get a little fog machine over near the beach, just for the atmosphere.
Little sound effects, stuff like that.
I think I can manage something.
See, we got to stop giving them ideas. We got to start giving them ideas. All right. So here we go with our exfil, shall we say, our exit for the Scale Model Podcast. My name is Stuart Clark.
I'm Geoff Hyland,
Vince Hoffman.
And I'm Terry Measley reminding you, if there's no kit, you're just going to have to scratch build it.
Awesome. See, thank you.
Ah,
That's great. Thank you, and be well.